Time. Okay, this one's for Jalen Rose. What was the last NBA team to win a playoff series as a 7 seed or lower, Jalen?
Wow, I remember a couple of instances of this happening. I think late 90s, the Knicks did it in a strike-shortened season against the Heat. How about the We Believe Golden State Warriors against the Dallas Mavs?
That's a good answer, but it is not the correct answer.
Oh,
the correct
man.
answer, 76ers in 2012. They were the 8th seed. They beat the first seeded Bulls after Derrick Rose tore his ACL in Game 1. I remember that, but that's
a good call. Shout to Doug Collins. I love you, Himbo.
Hembo needed that. He needed that. All right, so let's run the floor. Big three of the Nets had no problem against the Celtics, combining for 60 points and winning 130-108. Joe Harris also tied a franchise record with 7 3-pointers as the Nets go up 2-0 in the series. And then there were the Mavs and Clippers. Luka Doncic, Kawhi Leonard put on a show for fans at Staples Center. Kawhi scored 41 points, 30 in the first half, but Luka, though, would take the win with 39 points as the Mavs take a 2-0 series lead on the Clippers. Now, the Lakers and Anthony Davis, LeBron James tied the series 1 apiece with the Suns. As the Lakers win 109-102, Davis would lead the Lakers with 34 points while LeBron finished with 23. Chris Paul only played 23 minutes for the Suns as he was still dealing with shoulder issues. So let's bring in Jalen Rose and talk a little bit about the Lake Show. They were in form last night. Jalen, they bounced back, tied the series. What was the key for you to LA getting back on track?
The number one key is that Chris Paul is injured and hobbled, and the Phoenix Suns weren't able to get a basket the last 4 minutes of the game because Chris Paul has been the best in crunch time at scoring the basketball, and they didn't have him. The second thing is mastering the obvious. You need LeBron James and Anthony Davis to actually play like superstars. You can't have them like they did in Game 1, combining for 31 points. You need at least one of them to score 31 points or more. And that's what Anthony Davis did. LeBron had a big 3 late, and Dennis Schroeder also stepped up at the point guard position, giving them 20 points. So they needed all 3 of those guys to play well. But again, not having Chris Paul really crippled the Phoenix Suns. They were in position, but not having them is going to be tough for them to overcome the Los Angeles Lakers, especially if those 3 guys are going to play the way.
So that's very interesting because you look at this and I wonder, actually, let me take it to the East because I really got to think about the Nets last night and what they did. They took care of business against the Celtics, did it with ease. Both Brooklyn and Milwaukee now hold 2-0 series leads. If you put these 2 teams together, Brooklyn, the Bucks, who wins that 7-game series to you?
Oh, you're going to do me like that? Got it. Oh, you're going to put me on the spot already, Ryan.
Well,
it's like
it's
that,
early.
my brother? Oh, man. If I had to pick today who would win a series between the Bucks and the Nets, I'm going Milwaukee Bucks. Here's why. Yesterday is what I like to see from the Nets. Ball movement. Anytime the Nets are going to struggle, because all teams struggle at some point, it's when that they're not moving the ball. It's 2 passes, shot. It's 1 pass, shot. It's no pass, shot. Now, when you have 3 players like KD, Kyrie, and Harden, you can get away with that. But against a defensive team like the Milwaukee Bucks, who can play multiple styles, I think that will make it a lot tougher. So today, I would pick Giannis, Lopez, Middleton, Drew Holiday to upend the Nets if they were to play in the 7-game series. And I'm not crazy. And by the way, I'm a Detroit Pistons fan. I'm the person for public consumption that gave everybody the Blake Griffin stat that he wasn't dunking in Pistons games. You know how I know that? I was attending those games. And so it's great to see him to the left, actually dunking on people again. And I can't leave this out. One of the most important players for the Nets is Jeff Green. And he left the game with an injury. He's going to be a part of the closing lineup with Kevin Durant. If he's not able to go, that also is going to hinder I was about to call it New Jersey.
Oh,
the Brooklyn Nets.
There you go. It's all good. It's all good. Now, before I let you go, I got to ask you this. What we're seeing from the Clippers right now, I think a lot of people are surprised they're down 2-0. I just have to ask you, are the Clippers done?
I'm not going to say done, right? Because they still have Kawhi Leonard, right? But I can't front and act like I'm not disappointed in this team that last year I jumped on the bandwagon so fast. I picked them to win it all last year, and they got bounced by the Nuggets when they was up 3-1. So coming back this year, you can't position yourself to play against Luka in the Mavs in the first round and lose the first 2 home games? Like, that's literally unacceptable. I want to make sure I give the Mavs their love while I clown the Clippers. Can I do both at the same time? Okay, Luka's outstanding. Did you see that one-leg three? He out there playing like it's easy like Sunday morning. And did you see Tim Hardaway in the first couple of games? He's been on fire against the Clippers. And shouldn't their calling card be defense? Didn't Patrick Beverly, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Serge Ibaka, didn't they tell us that they were a core group of defenders that can lock down with the best in the league? I don't see it. I'm anticipating a long series, a 7-game series, so I'm not going to say that they're done, but I want to make sure I pay homage to Rick Carlisle and his coaching staff of developing a Dallas Mavs team and a superstar in Luka that has the Clippers on the ropes.
All right, so let me keep it in LA. If the Clippers are out, for you, does that mean the Lakers might be the team to beat in the West?
Yes, I believe so. And don't underestimate the Utah Jazz. Donovan Mitchell's going to return. They were a number 1 seed this year for a reason. If the Clippers, I feel like the 3 best teams on paper starting the playoffs were the 2 LA teams and the Utah Jazz. I felt like the Lakers would be there and they would face either the Jazz or the Clippers. I still have faith in the Jazz. These Clippers don't look like a Western Conference Finals team.
Well, you know what? Ty Lue, Paul George saying they're not concerned. They're going to take them in Dallas. We will see how this plays out. Jalen, always good to see you, my friend. Our BPI gives Los Angeles a 62% chance of advancing. Kendrick Perkins back with us to talk some Lakers and this big win. The Lakers bounced back to tie the series. Kendrick, what did you see differently from the Lakers from when you looked at them in Game 1?
Well, first of all, Ryan, shame on our good people at Caesars for flip-flopping, okay? I told everybody to relax, all right? Look, you never worry about LeBron James and Anthony Davis. We witnessed that last year down there in the bubble in the postseason when they dominated in great fashion. We knew they was going to come out aggressive, and they did just that, especially Anthony Marshall Davis. He attacked the paint. He got to the basket. He got to the free throw line. He was the best version of himself, playing around the basket, making Anthony Davis type statements on the offensive end and defensive end. LeBron James, classic turnarounds in the fourth quarter when it matters the most, running the floor in transition. Who said his ankle was hurt? Come here, Cam Johnson. Let me give you this step back tray ball. You want to go under? Let me seal the game right here. LeBron James, Anthony Davis, best duo in the damn game today. Best duo since Kobe and Shaq.
And you told me earlier this week Anthony Davis has to get aggressive in the paint. He was 18 for 21 from the free throw line. That tells you all you need to know. Now, I know you like the Lakers, but at this point, do you expect them to come out of the West, and should they be the title favorites?
Well, yeah, look, they're coming out of the Western Conference, all right? Right now, you're looking at the Western Conference, and a lot of the top teams up there are looking funny in the light, okay? The Utah Jazz, and don't get me started on the Clippers. But yes, when you look at them, because they hang their hats on the defensive end, that's one thing about the Lakers. Their defensive identity is never going anywhere, anchored by Anthony Davis. And so when you look at it, they held the Phoenix Suns last night in 3 quarters, first, second, and third quarter, under 25 points. Do you know how hard that is to do in today's game, especially against a Phoenix Sun team that has a lot of high-power players that could go for big numbers on the offensive end? The Lakers are coming out of the West.
And you know what? It looked as if during the regular season they were going to struggle, but man, are they back in form. At least it looks like it from Game 2. Third quarter, Nets up 80-55. Jason Tatum with the post up, and scary moment right there. You see him go down right there. Now, what happened? On the play, Durant accidentally pokes him in the eye. Tatum would not return to the game. Later in the quarter, Nets up 26. Harden to Blake Griffin, a dunk with authority. Nets next possession. Harris to Griffin, dunk with authority. It's like deja vu all over again. Griffin, 2 dunks in 57 seconds. Nets up by 23, ISO Irving, nailing it right there. Nets 130-108 winners. So, on the other side, Lakers, Suns, game 2. Lakers looking to even up the series at 1-1. Chris Paul would only play 23 minutes in this one with that shoulder issue. Under 3 minutes to go, Lakers up 1. LeBron, fadeaway jumper over Cam Johnson. They lead it by 3. Over 2 minutes to play, same score. Anthony Davis struggled in game 1, not so in game 2. Hit the 3, 34 points, 10 rebounds. Under a minute to play, Lakers up 6. And LeBron doing what he does, hitting the 3. Lakers win it by 7 and even up the series at 1 apiece. So let's bring in Kendrick Perkins for more on this. And Kendrick, I got to ask you, the Lakers bounced back in this series. What did they do last night to secure the win?
Well, Ryan, look, I came on here a few days ago with Greeny, and I told everyone that was panicking about the Lakers to relax, We saw this same story last year. Listen, what we saw last night was the best duo in the game of basketball. The best duo since Kobe and Shaq, Anthony Marshawn Davis and LeBron James. Anthony Davis went to work last night. He was physical. He attacked the paint. He dove to the basket. This is the AD that we all know could take over the game. LeBron James, on the other hand, just putting the icing on the cake with a scoop of vanilla ice cream on the side, just attacking in great fashion. Turnarounds over both shoulders, shooting his tray ball with major confidence. Guys trying to go over on the screen. Here you go, nail in the coffin. Give a nice little wink to the Phoenix Suns fans. They have the best duo in the game, Ryan. I don't know why people be panicking or doubting this duo. It concerns me.
Okay, so Big Perk, if they're the best duo in the game, let me ask you this. Are they still the best team in the West?
Yeah, they are. They are. And you know why? Look, because defensively, they put on a clinic night in and night out. The Phoenix Suns struggled. The fourth quarter, they had a couple lucky breaks because of some dumb fouls by, Caldwell Pope and Dennis Schroeder, which sent Devin Booker to the line for a total of 6 free throw attempts. But other than that, they held each quarter, they held the Phoenix Suns under 25 points a quarter. Like, do you know how stellar your defense has to be in this day and age to hold a team under 25 points? This is why the Lakers are the best team in the Western Conference, because their identity is never going to change on the defensive end.
Okay, so let's go over to the East side. Now, I know you were picking the Bucks early on to come out of the East, but the Nets, man, they took care of the Celtics with ease last night. Both Brooklyn and Milwaukee hold 2-0 leads in their series. Should the Nets be the favorite now to come out of the East? Are you reconsidering your opinion?
Well, Ryan, look, you're a smart guy, and I love working with you, my brother, great guy. But let's not be fooled by this Nets and Celtics series, okay? Look, the Brooklyn Nets, we know they got James Harden, they got Kevin Durant look good. Joe Harris went off yesterday, and I'm not knocking Joe, but you might as well call him Joe Buckets. But the Boston Celtics should be ashamed of themselves for the performance that they're putting up right now. We all know that the Brooklyn Nets were going to win this series, but the Boston Celtics are not playing with no pride. They're not playing with no type of energy, no sense of urgency. Hell, to me, they should have just let the Hornets or the Pacers get in. I didn't give a damn. Just somebody that was going to go out there and compete. Look how easy this is. This is pregame warm-up shots, Ryan. Don't be fooled by that.